A retirement nightmare unfolds for Generation X. Ooh, those Generation Xers should have been on my webinar I did last Thursday. We had 22 people showed up. Freaking crushing. Your old buddy Josh. We're kicking butts and taking names. So all you guys on the Generation X webinar, much obliged to you of being out there for that. That's great. We'll probably make a course out of that next time. But anyway, that was a good webinar. I very much enjoyed it. Went about 2 hours and 20 minutes or something like that. So check this out. I saw this from Zero Hedge. I mean, my eyes are getting bad. I think what happens, it's kind of like pharmaceutical, big pharma. You take one prescription, now you need another prescription to deal with that prescription. And now you need another prescription to deal with that prescription for the side effects. I think glasses are the same thing. The more you wear your glasses, the worse your eyes get. It's, these guys and the big eye. Big eye. All right, so here we go. The forgotten generation, that's me, born between 1965 and 1980, known as the Generation X, are unprepared financially for retirement. And according to a new study, their dismal retirement outlook. Oh, no! The National Institute of Retirement Security. That's the variable annuity group there. Just throwing it out there. That's variable annuity people. That's their lobbying arm. Wrote in a report that Gen X was the first generation to enter the labor market, falling from the shift from defined benefit plans to defined the 401ks. All right, so here's the thing. The typical Gen X household has only $40,000 saved for retirement. All right, so we're going to talk about this because I actually don't believe this, and I'll show you why. All right, so we got overall the median. We don't care about the mean. Mean is the average. The median is 40,000. All right, that means 50% of the people have more, 50% of the people have less. Remember, Generation X would be anyone who's 58 years old to 43 years old. All right, so let's dive into this right here. I thought this was kind of silly because I want to slightly more than half are participating in an employer-sponsored retirement savings plan. All right, so let's just dive in. I'll tell you what I'm talking about. Most Gen Xers are failing to meet retirement savings goals. All right, again, retirement savings plan, retirement savings targets, all right? They call them the broke generation, these people, whoever that guy was. Anthony Michael Hall. My wife just said he had a kid, all right? Good for him. And this guy says, is the American dream dead? My parents in their 30s, we'd make a lovely second home for our family. And then here's, I'll never financially recover from this. It's just so freaking stupid. So I actually looked at the report here because I crush, and you should follow me on YouTube, as hopefully you have subscribed. Subscribe, stay through the video, and you'll see magic solutions at the end. All right, so I want to go down here because I chuckled a little bit here at something. That report was based on the U.S. Census Bureau's survey of income and program participation, which I actually downloaded and I looked at for the questions. I said, what are they asking? So to my surprise, they did ask if you have an IRA. It wasn't just an employer-sponsored plan. So that was good. That was good. So they did ask about your retirement savings, all right? And they used about 15,000 people or so. So it's a legit survey, all right? Now, there's a ton of questions. I probably should have kept it up, actually, but I didn't. There's a ton of questions in there about, and if they would ask all me that, I'd say, I'd rather watch Cher and Taylor Swift singing with Governor Gruesome on one arm and Stinky Pelosi on the other arm in a drunken stupor with Madonna next to me as well on New Year's Eve in New York City, all right, with negative 20 degrees and just in my underwear. I'd rather do that than have to answer all these questions on the survey of income, the SIP survey, because it was really, really bad. All right, so interesting. We see 55% are participating in an employer-sponsored plan, where 62% have access to one. So that's good. All right. So check this out. I want to show you something because this is where it gets very, very important if you ask me. Wait a second. Gen Xers have worked at their current job for an average of 11 years? The median is 9 years. Isn't that interesting? That's a big deal. 22% of, never mind, that's for rates of retirement plan. So at 22%, I keep going back to that 22%. Anyway, 9 years is the average, is the median for Gen X to be at their current job. Interesting. Interesting. Now you can see only 22% of the farming has access to a retirement plan, whereas 89% of public administration, public administration is it? I'm not going to say anything because people get mad. Have access to one. But again, we're talking retirement plans. All right, keep going. We come to the quartiles of the income population. We can see the top 2 quartiles have decent savings. Now they're saying only 18,000 is the median. That's for the average. Only 18,000. That includes all people who also don't participate in the 401k. So in the median retirement accounts for those in the first and second quartiles are 0. Something seems fishy there. And I'm going to show you why I think this is fishy to me. And they say, well, that's a problem because they won't be able to maintain their standard of life in retirement. Well, we know for a fact what Social Security does. It replaces more of the income the lower income you have. So Social Security replaces 90% of the first bend point, 32% of the second bend point of the average index monthly earnings, and 15% of the third bend point. Very few people are going to be the third bend point. So we're basically looking at a portion of 90% and 32%. And that's the average indexed monthly earnings. Indexed monthly earnings is the earnings you took from 35 years ago, index it with the average wage index, and you get a number today. I don't want to get too deep in that. But what you made $12,000 in 1984, that's worth the equivalent of $80,000 in Social Security terms because of AWI. All right, so we know that Social Security doesn't just replace your current income, it takes your older income and it indexes it for AWI, average wage index. You could say it's inflation, but it's actually better than inflation. AWI has grown more than the rate of inflation has by COLA. All right, check. I just want to ask, how is it slightly more than half of Gen Xers are participating in an employer-sponsored retirement plan, and yet the median for half of the people is 0? Come on, slightly more than half are participating in an employer-sponsored plan, and 14% still have a defined benefit plan. Yeah, we have some fishy. I can show you even more reason why. Right here, the median was I think I went over it. Hold on a second, pause. The median was 0. All right, so I just want to go to this thing from Vanguard here, how Americans save. All right, and what page is this here? This is page, I can't tell because I got that thing right there. All right, so let me just show you the job tenure. If you had 7 and 9 years on your job, remember we showed you the Gen X, the median job tenure was 9 years. All right, more than 55% of Gen Xers are participating in a retirement savings plan through work. All right, on top of that, 14% also have a defined benefit plan. On top of that, the median tenure is 9 years. So if you look at Vanguard's How American Saves, we can see the median, the median for people who are tenured for 7 to 9 years is $53,000. That's 7 to 9 years. If you're tenured for over 10 years, it's $124. All right. If you're tenured for 0 to 1, it's only $3,000 is your retirement savings. That's the median, not average. That's all participants. All participants. So if you participate in the plan, your median is right there. Now, I guess what they would say is, well, Josh, we're not including the people who aren't participating in a plan. Those who are not participating in a plan could be transitory. They might, like, I'm not participating in a plan. You know why? Because I don't want to. So all my money isn't going to a retirement account. It's not even going to an IRA anymore. It's all going to my brokerage account. Interesting. My savings account, my brokerage account, that's not included because that was retirement plan savings. And again, I always say this all the time. I just got off the horn with the lady's got $1 million in savings, sitting there in savings accounts, making $40,000 a year on savings and interest, $40,000 a year. It's not part of a retirement plan, not at all. Well, but still, you know, we got 55% of participants, and the median balance, again, half has less, half have more, has 0, and you're like, that doesn't make any sense if the the median tenure is 9 years. Because we see from Vanguard, the longer you're tenured, the more the account balance is. And this is all participants. Check this out. Remember, 55% of the people participated in a retirement plan. 55%. That means they're adding to it. When we examine continuous participants, those with an account balance on December 21st and December 22nd, 2021, 2022, the median account balance declined by 8%. All right, this is from Vanguard. 62% of those continuous participants saw their balances decline. primarily due to negative returns of the equity and bond market. However, 38% saw their balances rise, primarily to ongoing contributions. Among continuous participants with a balance in both 2017 and 2022, the median account balance rose 70 to 90%. So I hope you're getting this with a tenure. Among continuous participants with a balance from 2017 to 2019, going back to that other survey, the median tenure was 9 years. 55% of the people were participating. That would be all these people right here. Among continuous participants with account balance, their account balance, the median rose almost 100%. They had a higher account balance in 2022 than they did in 2017. Something's fishy in Denmark here, man. We got the age, right? Oh, wait, here's the age. So basically 45 to not quite 64, but 58. The median right there is $48,000. Once you're above 55, it gets up to about 70,000 or so. I'm not saying that's great. I'm just saying that's just average account balances by participants. You know what that does not include? That doesn't include your IRA. This is from Vanguard. It doesn't include your other account balances either that you have an IRA, Fidelity 401k, because this is just Vanguard's. Something doesn't smell right here. I'm just telling you right now. I don't get it. And I wonder if the SIPP, because remember the census, the current population survey from the Census Bureau, we found it to be jacked up too. I found I was the first one. I don't care what anybody said. I found the first. I said, wait a second. I actually looked at the questions. So this is very misleading. It doesn't say about the questions about if you have money coming from an IRA that's not a distribution, automatic distribution like a pension payment. So if I just took $10,000 out to fix my roof, that did not show in the CPS. And so the Social Security Administration recognized that after a couple of years, and they got rid of that. There's something fishy in Denmark with the SIPP. That's all I got to say about that. Anyway, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what other people are doing anyway. It just matters what you are doing. So if the idea that you are zero median, if you're on the median with zero account balance, and yet the median tenure is 9 years, I don't buy that. That's just wrong. There's something wrong there. Because we also show you that if you've been there for 9 years, I wonder, and I looked at who they're surveying. It's 15,000 people. I didn't, but they even survey people who are under the age of 15, or 15 and over, and that's not for us or Generation Xers, but it's just something ain't right there, and I don't know what it is, and because I don't get a demographic breakdown of who they surveying. Are they surveying 22% farm workers? I don't know. But anyway, I see that stuff, I just kind of chuckle because I say, yeah, something doesn't sound right. Anyway, it doesn't matter. What matters is you. Do you have any kind of money in your 401k, in your IRA, in your brokerage account, in your bank account? Your brokerage account and your bank account don't show up in that survey anyway. It's just your IRA and 401k. But at least they're using the IRA. At least they're using that. Unlike Vanguard, just using their 401ks. Again, the Vanguard number is just solely 401ks or 403bs, but employer-sponsored plans, so not using IRAs. At least this one purportedly shows IRAs, but I don't know, man. Something seems wrong. Man, love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget, if you like these videos, they help you. Buy me a cup of coffee, some doobie-doo. Subscribe to my email list down there as well, and love to hear your thoughts. We'll see you.